All right, we're here at Stockey Gymnasium. Babson, back-to-back champions of the NEWMAC in 2016, 81-69. They get the win over MIT, and I'm joined by Isaiah Nelsen as well as head coach Stephen Bennan. And Isaiah, we got to start off by talking about your look here a little bit. As you got roughed up during that game, you got a cut on your forehead, you're fixing a bloody nose right now, but you got that piece of net behind your ear, and that's what you're in it for.
Yeah, I mean, in the words of Joey Flannery, it was a rock fight. I mean, MIT plays very physical. We had to match their physicality, and it's great to come away with the win.
Coach, we discussed this a little bit yesterday off the microphone that MIT plays very thin. They use 7 players in the game today. They get into a situation yesterday where they were pressed against for the final 15 minutes of their game, so that big lead may have even hurt them a little bit. But did you approach this as a game where you were going to have to outlast them?
You know, I think that anytime you're playing a championship game, if you walk into the locker room, the players are juiced, okay? They have unbelievable energy. These guys have all been playing, you know, for a long time. They play AAU tournaments where they're playing 3-4 games in a day. So I really think it's just a matter of you gotta find a way to make more plays, make less mistakes. And, you know, like I was just so proud of our guys in the second half, because in the first half, you know, Pedley was tremendous. You know, he's senior, didn't want to leave, wants to get the automatic bid, bangs 6 threes, you know. In the second half, I think he had 5 points, you know. And I think that the big thing for us was, you know, our leader and best scorer on the floor is off the floor for 10 or 12 minutes of game time, not real time. And everybody locked down defensively, and as it's been all season, different people stepped up. I mean, yesterday Isaiah didn't have the best game, and today, you know, he had, I think, 20 points, which was just so important. He continues to rebound outside his area, and, you know, it wasn't just him. Tyler had a great defensive game. He made his free throws. I just think by developing the depth we had through some of the injuries, we were able to continue to play at a high level. And you know, we got stops, you know, bottom line. We got stops, and we're great when we run off the stops. And, you know, just a lot of unsung heroes because we are a team first. You know, as great as Joey is, like, we're only as good as the whole group, you know. So I feel very proud of our guys.
And Isaiah, he mentioned the defensive effort today as MIT used Roberts a lot more yesterday, put Zontos against you for most of the game today, given the size advantage that he had on you. But you were still able to get important rebounds and baskets, particularly during that time that Joey was out of the game. And Bradley was out of the game, too, for a lot of that time as well. So did you realize that it was going to become your game once those two were away?
Yeah, I mean, like Coach said, every game this year, someone's had to step up. Today, I made some plays on the offensive end. Tyler made some huge plays on the defensive end. And like Coach said, we were defending as a team. They had 43 points in the first half, which is way too many. We held them to 69 in the second half. But the biggest thing is we played together, we got stops, and then we were able to get out in transition and do what we do.
And Coach, that really was a very important stage in the game where you got from that 13-20 mark to about 7:53. You didn't really advance the lead, but you didn't relinquish it either. And you were able to make up for what you lost on offense and defense as you were able to get stop after stop. But the thing that I kept noticing, almost no second chance opportunities at all for MIT during that period. So what about that commitment to cleaning up the glass during that stretch? Was that the biggest factor in your winning this game?
I think that, and we played better team defense against the bounce. Frankel had some, you know, pretty much unabated drives to the rim where we didn't send help. And when we did send help in the first half, you know, we had held them without an offensive rebound in the first half until 6 minutes left, and then we gave up 5. And we talked about that a lot at halftime. We talked about completing plays during the course of the second half. And I think that everybody decided to go and help, you know, and I think the problem is that so often you're on the perimeter and you don't realize it's just as much your responsibility as the bigs. So Tyler had some traffic rebounds, Isaiah had a traffic rebound. Nick Kamanal doesn't get enough credit for his rebounding because he goes and gets balls too. So I think they as a group just said, we're going to get this done. So it's terrific.
And Isaiah, this is all new for you. The rest of us were all along for the ride a year ago, but this was your first tournament experience as a Babson Beaver. You had a chance to see what can happen in this gym when it gets packed out like it was this weekend. What do you think, and how far do you think you guys can take this time?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. It's definitely exciting. Great energy. We have a great crowd, great energy from the bench. And if we play our game, we're definitely capable of doing what we did last year.
And Coach, we came into this weekend with your team situated 4th in the regional rankings, a team that, you know, has a resume sufficient to host. It's just a question of whether or not they'll give you the sites, whether or not you'll be high enough on that list. I think you've earned it. Can you just make the case for your own team coming into Selection Day tomorrow?
You know, it's tough to say. I mean, you know, Amherst has had a great season. I heard they lost. Trinity obviously hosting the NEWMAC Tournament. You know, a lot of it just comes down to how many upsets are there, and within the upsets, what do they decide as far as geographic locations? You know, I think one of the things that happens is that they try and make it a national tournament, so they include the Northeast and the East, which means you can go to New York and, you know, upstate New York and down towards the city or even further into Pennsylvania. So it's a lot of it's geography based. They don't want to do plane flights. So hopefully being in Boston, that helps our cause. I think obviously, you know, winning the NEWMAC championship and not losing the postseason tournament, I think that helps our cause. We've won 11 in a row, or I don't know what it is, something like that. So hopefully the resume is solid, but, you know, it's up to the committee, and we'll play wherever they want us to because we're excited to be back.
And I'll finish with you, Coach. We were doing this a year ago. We had 3 fantastic seniors with us on the interview, and Eric Dean and David Mack and John Wicke, that were all starters for you in that stretch run. You lost all 3 of them at the same time, and yet you're here cutting down a net again today. What does that mean to you, this addition here, this team in 2016?
I just think the growth's been awesome. I mean, we've been really fortunate to have a senior in Travis Sheldon who has really helped build our culture. Because when he was a freshman, I mean, we're in the 4-5 game, and, you know, we're not together, you know. And he and then Joey getting in here and his group, and really it's Isaiah's class. It's a big class. But I think that, you know, culture wins, and, you know, they have a great work ethic, and, you know, you win with good people who have talent, because you can't win without talent. And, you know, I think we have both, and I think that's why we're back. And I think I'm just proud that they were able to learn for a semester that we weren't last year's team, you know, that we're this year's team, and we had to create our own identity. And, you know, there's a lot of guys who stepped up who were sitting on the bench last year, a couple new pieces like Isaiah and Tyler, and give them credit because they've grown throughout the year. But again, it comes down to, can we be a team, and can you sacrifice for that? Because some of these guys could probably score more or do more, but they're willing to put it all together for the team. So I know it's a lot of cliches, but, like, that is the reality of Division III basketball. All of our guys have ability to help us, and they help us every day. And today you saw it, you know, our best player and probably one of the top 5 players in the country is out, you know, for a 10-minute stretch, and our guys picked it up, you know, and I just think that speaks volumes. So that's what I'm excited about, to see that part of the journey come, and, you know, hopefully we can, you know, make some noise next weekend and beyond. We'll see.
Congratulations to both of you. Good luck in the NCAAs.
Thanks so much.
All right, it's going to do it from upstairs as Babson goes back-to-back in 2016.